They were bold. They were fearless. They dared to dream of a free and powerful Africa. But one by one, they were silenced. Africa, a land rich in history, resources, and powerful voices. But throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, many of its bravest leaders met a violent end. Why? Because they dared to say no to foreign domination. They fought for real independence and paid for it with their lives. In this video, we remember 10 African presidents who were brutally assassinated, often under suspicious and politically charged circumstances, and in some cases, with clear links to foreign powers and global interests. These are not just stories of death. They are stories of resistance, betrayal, and the price of African freedom. Let's begin. 1. Patrice Lumumba, Democratic Republic of Congo, 1961. Patrice Lumumba was a fiery and charismatic leader, Congo's first democratically elected prime minister after independence from Belgium. But he made powerful enemies. Lumumba wanted true liberation for Congo, politically and economically, and aligned with the Soviet Union during the Cold War. This alarmed the West, particularly Belgium and the CIA. Just months into office, Lumumba was arrested, tortured, and executed by firing squad. His body was dismembered and dissolved in acid, a gruesome attempt to erase him from history, but we still speak his name. 2. Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso, 1987. He was young, fearless, and revolutionary. Thomas Sankara became president of Burkina Faso at just 33. He renamed the country, rejected foreign aid, promoted women's rights, and pushed for African self-sufficiency. But not everyone supported his vision. In 1987, he was assassinated in a coup led by Blaise Compaoré, his close friend turned enemy. Many believe France and other foreign actors were involved, as Sankara's policies threatened Western neocolonial interests. He once said, "While revolutionaries as individuals can be murdered, you cannot kill ideas." And he was right. 3. Sylvanus Olympio, Togo, 1963. The first president of independent Togo, Sylvanus Olympio wanted to free his country from French economic influence. He sought to build a national currency and refused to integrate ex-French soldiers into the Togolese army. Just days later, he was killed by gunfire outside the U.S. Embassy in Lome during a coup. The coup was led by disgruntled soldiers, but suspicion has long fallen on French intelligence. Olympio was a threat to France's hold on its former colony, and he paid the ultimate price. 4. Amilcar Cabral, Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, 1973. A poet, philosopher, and revolutionary, Cabral led the struggle for independence against Portuguese colonial rule. He founded the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, PAIC, and became one of the continent's most respected thinkers. But in 1973, just months before Guinea-Bissau's independence, he was assassinated by agents from within his own movement, allegedly backed by Portuguese intelligence. He was feared not for his army, but for his intellect and influence. 5. Marion Gouabi, Republic of Congo, 1977. Marion Gouabi became the first Congolese leader to declare the country a Marxist-Leninist state, aligning with the Soviet bloc during the Cold War. But on March 18, 1977, he was assassinated under mysterious circumstances, shot dead inside the presidential palace. Theories point to both internal rivals and possible foreign intervention. To this day, his murder remains shrouded in secrecy and suspicion. 6. Anwar Sadat, Egypt, 1981. President Sadat's assassination came after a bold peace move, signing the Camp David Accords with Israel in 1978. While he won the Nobel Peace Prize, he also made enemies across the Arab world and within Egypt. On October 6, 1981, during a military parade, Sadat was gunned down by Islamist militants from within the Egyptian army. Though his killers were domestic, international tensions and foreign policy shifts helped create the volatile climate that led to his assassination. 7. Samora Machel, Mozambique, 1986. Samora Machel, Mozambique's first president, was a staunch anti-apartheid ally and a socialist who aligned with the Soviet Union. On October 19, 1986, his plane crashed near the South African border. The crash was blamed on pilot error, but many believe it was orchestrated by apartheid South Africa, possibly with the help of Western powers, due to Michel's support for the ANC and opposition to white minority rule. A beacon of hope was extinguished in the night sky. Before we reveal the final 3 African leaders who were brutally taken out, like this video to help more people discover the untold truths of real African history. 8. Melchior Ndadaye, Burundi, 1993. Ndadaye was Burundi's first democratically elected president and the first from the Hutu ethnic majority. He aimed to unite the country after years of ethnic tension between Hutu and Tutsi groups. But just 3 months into office, he was kidnapped and murdered by Tutsi army officers during a coup. Though local, many observers suspect foreign influence in destabilizing his presidency to protect external interests. His murder plunged Burundi into a brutal civil war. 9. Laurent Desire Kabila, Democratic Republic of Congo, 2001. The man who overthrew Mobutu Seko, Kabila promised to end corruption and take back Congo's wealth from foreign hands. But in 2001, he was assassinated by one of his own bodyguards in a plot still clouded in mystery. Some claim foreign governments and multinational corporations were involved, alarmed by his stance on reclaiming Congo's vast mineral resources. Kabila stood up to global exploitation and was silenced. 10. Muammar Gaddafi, Libya, 2011. The most controversial on this list, but undeniably one of Africa's boldest voices. Gaddafi ruled Libya for over 40 years and pushed for the United States of Africa, an African currency backed by gold, and independence from Western financial institutions. In 2011, following NATO's military intervention during Libya's civil war, Gaddafi was captured and brutally executed. Many believe his downfall was less about democracy and more about his challenge to the global financial order. Africa has paid a heavy price for the courage of its leaders. These men weren't just politicians. They were visionaries, liberators, and warriors who dared to dream of a continent free from foreign control and economic exploitation. These weren't just assassinations. They were strategic removals of African leaders who refused to play by the rules of global power. Each of them dared to dream of a stronger, united, independent Africa. But time and again, when African leaders chose the path of sovereignty, justice, and self-reliance, they were marked for elimination. Their blood stains more than just the soil of Africa. It stains the hands of empires, corporations, and governments that couldn't stand to see Africa rise. But we remember, and as long as we speak their names, their fight lives on. Let their lives inspire us, not with fear, but with fire. Now it's your turn to keep their legacy alive. What do you think was the most shocking assassination on this list? Was it Sankara, Lumumba, or Gaddafi? Were you surprised by the names or the hidden foreign hands behind them? Let's talk in the comments below. Like this video if you believe Africa's real history deserves to be heard. Share this story with your friends, your groups, your family, and help us spread the truth. And don't forget to subscribe to Real African History so we can keep telling these powerful, unfiltered stories. Together, let's keep the legacy alive. Thank you for watching Real African History.